Hey everyone, today we are in the Star Pack. This is the State of the Kingdom. We are going to be evaluating the current state of the Star Pack, and these runs were done a combination of recently as well as the previous, before the previous minor balance update. I don't think a lot of those changes affected the Star Pack really. They were more so other changes that affected, I think, more so the state of custom packs. I'm kind of blanking on some of the other changes, honestly. So there might be some I'm forgetting, but all that being said, here in the Star Pack, there's many things you can do in the beginning of the game in Arena to help set up your team. One of them is getting cell pets leveled up and keeping them for the Starfish pivot. Another one is just running the good tempo pets. So it's a combination of you could run the pheasant hummingbird, set up for a cassowary. You could set up a cardinal as well that I leveled up into there to get the early scaling going with the Siamese cat. There's many options that you have, and depending on what synergy you want to go, those are the kind of pets you take, right? So like I see the Chihuahua there. If you want to go the push disruption type build with the iguana, good tempo. Again, with the strawberries, you can go the puffin into the sparrow, into the shoebill scaling, and then keep the scaling, or go into a real velo situation, or you can go a bunch of different directions once you get those strawberries cooking. Most times you're probably going to keep the sparrow shoebill combo. In a lot of cases, what I like to do is I like to transition out of the sparrow, keep the shoebill for the scaling, and play the dangerous game with the pelican, where you basically have to keep replacing your strawberries every round. The real velociraptor really helps out with that setup. I don't get any of the combinations going here. Something that I don't see too often in Arena that we just saw in this last battle is that person had a level 2 dove going, assuming they're going to be throwing strawberries and then pilling that dove. The pill bug is a very easy option to feint pets in this pack, and we're going to see that come up in some of the bonus clips. It's kind of a combination video here of the State of the Kingdom as well as talking about some of the fun things you can do. There's a recent, semi-recent Rev GT challenge. I've been looking for a reason to slip these clips in somewhere, and it's all about trying to get the tanned and tanned secret achievement in the Star Pack. If you know how it's done, then you know, but if not, you're probably scratching your head being like, how do you get the Nordic goats and then the tanned and we'll go through all of it. So let's get to the current state. I'm just gonna kind of try to talk about the teams, some of the opponents as we see them, and just kind of ramble on a little bit here, and then hope to get some engagement going in the comments about what you think the current state is, because honestly, I'm not too sure what the current state of Star Pack is. When I play Star Pack, I typically am just vibing out, having a good time. Yes, I will lose plenty of games, but I typically don't get as frustrated as I do in the other packs, where you just seem to run into these monstrosities very consistently. You'll still run into the hamster ostrich 50-50 monstrosity in Star Pack, but it seems to be a little less often. And as long as you play, as with any pack, as long as you play knowing you need to get scaling to a certain point, and then as long as you have enough scaling to kind of beef up the team to a certain point, then the abilities can take over and hopefully get you over the line. That's how I typically play it. And as you all know, the praying mantis exists in this pack, and it's just my favorite pet, and it's totally broken. So considering I run that a lot, it kind of kind of makes sense that I don't know the current state, because I am just what am I trying to say? I am sheltered by the praying mantis and its power. So you see there, we level up into a starfish after we sold our level 3 pill bug. That's fine though. I decided to sell the pill bug because we got the blobfish, and with the pheasant putting the strawberry on the blobfish, we got a free 1-1 as well. So kind of like the old blobfish, it used to give a 1-1 plus the experience. Now it just gives the experience, I think. And have a solid run going. I typically don't do cassowary runs in normal Arena. I have been doing cassowary in my rank games. So I surprised myself with this one run, and that's why it's the main run, because I doubt I've ever kind of had a cassowary type at least main tempo for the team. We'll see what this turns into. The hamster is very terrifying, but I'm here to tell you this is a fun team. Of course, I know I'm going to give something away in the thumbnail. It's the return of the Salmon of Death. One of the most fun pets, I think, in this game, period. And as we're finding out more and more each week, it is one of the most effective pets in the game. Its punching power is just insane with some of these other combinations. You think of the other disruption pets, you think of the health reduction pets. Spoiler alert, what's going to happen in this run? It just gets absolutely out of control. And I mentioned the Sparrow in the Pelican earlier, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's going to happen here. I haven't seen this run for a good amount, so I'm not sure. I get really excited when I commentate on these runs that I haven't seen in a while, because yeah, just kind of there with you, going along for the ride. So this team, you see they have multiple level 3s that are over 10 attack. So next turn, they're going to be selling that clownfish to buy a starfish, selling those 2 level 3s, maybe pushing the starfish to level 2 if they have enough hearts. I didn't catch how many hearts they had before selling those 10 attack tier 1s. And then basically using that fairy and pug, probably bringing in like a reindeer or something after they sell the first one, getting the stats on the reindeer from the second level 3 sell, and then probably selling the starfish, moving the pug behind the reindeer, bringing in either a shoebill or an ostrich to scale from there. And with all that being said, those are like the meta pivots people do. I want to kind of show what happens in this run. I know something crazy happens. I want to pay attention to how it's done, because I think this is a total non-meta version. What in the world are we going to do here? We're thinking about real velo, but then I determine the team has no scaling. We only have the Sparrow that's like helping us for the lack of scaling. So I decide, let's just get a Triceratops going. Apparently that's what I decide. This is a very, very interesting decision here, how this is all working. You can tell how hesitant I am. It's just such an absolute mess. And I'm assuming we're going to sell this pheasant as well, which is very scary. Makes sense to push for the level 2 Triceratops, and wow, we could push level 3 Triceratops pretty quick. The only problem is when you get a Triceratops going like this and you get a Pelican going like this, all of our scaling is still temporary. And luckily we match up against the Woodpecker. It's a good thing about running the Triceratops. The Woodpecker is, yeah, I was going to say absolutely devastating. I think that's the new incredible for me. I'm surprised nobody's called it out. I say absolutely devastating so much. We're going to try to mix it up a little bit. So the Woodpecker is terrifying. You know, it's lurking around every corner, kind of like the behemoths in recent weeklies and whatnot. And still at this point, I'm not sure. I'm like, gosh, there's so many things we could probably do. I figure let's just take the blobfish. We can sell this pheasant if we find a pillbug at this point. The praying mantis shows up though. I'm like, all right, we could probably do this. I really don't know. I really don't know. And this is how I have so much fun playing in these standard packs now, is you're just playing them organically. You don't know where the run's going to go. And if you can play organically like this and have success, then I think it shows that the current state of the pack is not in a terrible, terrible place. And you see, just like that, we buy the leech. So one of the other absolutely terrifying combos in this pack, the star pack, is the leech combo. Leech and custom pack can be very good because you go leech camel into leech triceratops into leech piranha if you want. Here you just kind of, you can go like leech fainting doves, I know is a popular thing in ranked. You can do it here as well. I don't know if it's as effective in arena. It might be more effective just to kind of let the leech do its thing for a while. And then, I mean, you can leech tuna if you want to keep a tuna around. I typically don't like doing that. I like pivoting my whole team except for the leech when I'm running leech. So yeah, typically you just let the leech hang around, throw some pairs on it and stuff, and then eventually bring in the triceratops. And then your whole team gets the scaling cooking. And in the meantime, maybe you get some Siamese scaling, Siamese cardinal scaling going, something like that. That's typically how I run Leech, and it's an absolutely meta scale combo, right? So you outscale your opponents, even if they're running Mantis, it doesn't matter. You're going to pretty much outscale anything. And speaking of which, we see the Vulture. It's the arch nemesis of the custom packs. It's one person that spams that Vulture team. One person only. Occasionally you'll see another Vulture. You know, you'll see these people who spam these meta teams, and like, you know, the grounded saps I had recently in a bonus clip running a level 3 Vulture on his team, and you know, you just kind of brush it off. And I'm just kidding, Grounded. He was running like a seagull popcorn team, and it was a very fun team, very interesting team. I don't know if it was like a random pack or what that one was. I know I reached out at the time because I thought it was hilarious. I ran into Grounded, and then the next battle ran into Troubadour running an absolute scumbag scaling build as well. Hey, I do it all the time, right? So I'm not saying it like it's a negative thing. I'm just calling it for what it is. Just like I expect people to do with me. So on that note, you see we brought in the Fossa. The Fossa is incredible. There's the incredible. I knew it was going to come. I'm going to my usual suspects in this video. The Fossa with the Pelican is another combo that is pretty much going to be unmatched with most matchups if you get it thriving well. It's just the base stats Fossa. You don't even need the gold generation. It's so good. It's so good. And at this point, we're at 5 trophies, 1 heart remaining, turn 14. So this game has a ways to go, right? Like, I know we're going to go the distance. It's partly the reason I've been pushing the Triceratops to level 3. And we've gotten very lucky that this Leech has not gotten hit by the Triceratops, because I'm pretty sure, as you see, I put the magic beans on the Leech. I am going to be looking to get rid of this Leech. The Leech is not here to stay. I don't want it here. We're eating the Triceratops as well at the start of battle. So it's kind of awkward. We're only getting 1 trigger no matter what. Then we're transforming it into the salmon. But it seems to be working pretty well here. You see we have good trades. We're winning. It's a dire situation. But I think runs like this that have a chance to succeed and thrive also show that the current state isn't that bad. Typically in the other standard packs, once you get to turn 15, 16, 17, you're either running into almost fully 50-50 scaled teams, Turtle Pack fully 50-50 scaled team, or full snipe team, or full turkey summon team. And if you don't have the disruption, you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be in big trouble. Golden Pack, the Saiga Antelope, super broken now. You have a combination of the summon teams, the PDF friend ahead teams. There's so many unique combinations in Golden Pack, as well as the completely broken Bird of Paradise, Scale to the Moon, 50-50 by turn 12. And then you have Puppy Pack. Puppy Pack just has broken scaling as well, so when you get to this late game, it's almost a guarantee that you're running into full 50-50 team from the T-Rex, Elephant Seal scaling. That, I'd say, is more so a guarantee than the other packs, just because there doesn't seem to be many other options other than the aggressive scaling in Puppy Pack. So henceforth, I think the current state of Star Pack is in a good place. And look at this. These are the dangerous things you can run into if you don't face the full scaled teams, is like an all level 3 summon team. I don't know why this team... Oh, I know why. Wait, no. They're not trying to throw, are they? Why wouldn't they have their Triceratops in front position there? I mean, was that really the call? Maybe in a ranked game you would do a positioning like that, but not in arena. You'd always have that Anteater towards the back. Always. Why would you waste those 2 summons when you have a level 2 Spino? So maybe I was just fortunate on some enemy misplays and the timing that I was doing some of these runs, but I did these runs over weeks and weeks. You know, this is a very rarely, I'd probably jump into the standard packs once, so I'd probably average 1 game in each standard pack every week, especially now that I'm doing ranked, wild packs, random customs. I'm rarely jumping back into these packs, and I've just kind of been compiling these clips ready to do a state of the kingdom with them. You see here a real velo team, but it's not a fully scaled 50-50 team. So yeah, it's much more manageable than the previous. Here we are. I just said we were at 5 trophies, 1 heart remaining, turn 15 or whatever. Turn 18, 9 trophies. This could be it. We are rolling. What are we rolling for? I really don't know at this point, but we've done a ton of rolls, so we can easily just buy another fossa. We could easily just stack the fossa. Trying to determine how much monies I get from selling this leech with the golden egg. I'm assuming I'm going to sell so I get 6 gold, but it doesn't look like it. I'm probably just going to sell the 3 gold. And I remember what we do. It's a little pelicanception. So basically what you do is you have a higher attack pelican that swallows some units, and then you have the other pelican swallow that pelican, so you get your instant salmon activations. And I was setting the whole team up to make this pivot with the leech. It's the reason I put the magic beans on it, because with the fossa you reduce the HP, so if you get your instant activation salmons, what's gonna happen? You have a chance to instantly KO the units that the fossa reduces the HP of. They have peppers, so we gotta hit them with 2 snipes. We'll see what happens here. Unfortunately, we don't, but we break 1 pepper, which is really good considering it's their highest attack unit with 12 attack in the front, that's Stoat. So we essentially turn our snipe into a 12 damage protection. We're saving 12 HP on our frontline salmon. And the rest is pretty much history when we mow through the team like that and reduce their HP. It feels so good. What a fun run in Star Pack. Just a fun, random run, just vibing out, having a good time. And here we go. It's Brusk. It's the Mantis. It's just a solid team. I just wanted to have this in the bonus clips, just kind of showing some of the opponents and showing what I'm doing. When you get the Mantis Spino, it's absolutely broken. And if you can get it set up with a pet like the donkey is one of the strongest pets in the game, but typically it just doesn't fit into synergies, or you need like a big frontline unit to be able to smash multiple times. I think donkey would go great with like a Bakunawa Real Velociraptor Coconut Crab team, right? Just completely broken units. And yeah, we bring in the Mantis. We're just bringing in the we bring in the hamster, just rolling a bunch because we're looking for Starfruit. This is the tanned and tanned clips here. We're looking for Starfruit, and that's why I was setting up these meta teams. So maybe that's another reason why I wasn't struggling as much in Star Pack, is I was just trying to set up the absolute meta as quick as possible and try to do this tanned and tan challenge. Rev GT was, I think, gifting a Star Pack to whoever would finish the challenge first. And I thought it'd be really cool. I always think it's cool when people do these challenges, win them, and then re-gift the pack. So, and I always think it's cool just for other creators to engage and try other creators' challenges. So I always try to do it when I can. I'm going to speed up these turns here because you see that that previous turn ended. We have the meta roll synergy set up here. The only thing I'm looking for as I'm rolling for the scaling, as you see, I pass the chocolate. I'm not looking to level the ostrich. I'm just taking the scaling as I'm looking for Starfruit. So you see I'm going to slow it down as I get the Starfruit. We get the Yggdrasil fruit. Luckily, there is a pill bug sitting in the shop here. So it's all kind of perfect. And I decide, I don't realize we have 3 gold. You have 3 gold, Brusk. There we go. See, that's why I have that warning on. Sometimes I'm paying attention to sports or something on the side, and I'm like, yeah, not fully with it. And with the fossa, when you roll this much, you want to make sure you have your lower attacks in front, higher attacks towards the back. So I think an order like this is really good. And the whole goal here is just win as quick as possible and hope that while we win, we can somehow get enough chocolates to get this done. So I thought either the praying mantis strategy or this ostrich roll strategy were the best to do it. In consulting with people, we thought the mantis strategy would be best. It turns out I think the ostrich roll synergy is the best because you're basically getting your scaling while you're rolling for chocolates for the tanned and tanned, because there's basically no other way to get it except the mantis team. The good thing about it is you can put blobfish in and get the experience that way, and the mantis pills faints the blobfish onto the tanned and tanned. So it's kind of a give and take with each one, but I did think that the ostrich setup that I had here gave myself the best chance. And maybe it's just because I got the furthest, as you're going to see with this run that we're going to see play out here. It turns out somebody completed that challenge Rev GT gave within an hour of Rev GT giving it out. So even if I got the run over the line, I think I was doing this a couple hours after he gave the challenge out, and then I just didn't realize somebody had completed it yet. Still super happy I went in to do the challenge because it's super fun. If you like these very hard challenges and super auto pets, go and try to get this done in Star Pack. It is very, very challenging, and our opponent had a Yggdrasil fruit, did they not? Shout out them. Shout out Yggdrasil fruit. Shout out the Nordic goats and the Tanned and Tanned. And Thor's hammer. We gotta do the full circle shout out now. So you see here, 7 trophies, 1 heart remaining, turn 14. We were in a dire situation kind of making this whole transition, but now we're getting our scaling. It's not a ton of scaling, but we're in a good place. And you see all that stuff happened with the woodpecker before our fossa went off. So it actually ended up being a super easy win. I'm like, all right, 2 to go. We need 2 chocolates. This is like the ideal place to be. This is it, right? We're doing it. We're doing it. The whole team works out the fossa rolls, the okapi, the hamster. Unfortunately, we're not hitting the scaling on these tier 4s. I go crazy sometimes, like double, triple checking that I had. Like, there have been times when I have, let's say, these 2 tier 1s frozen, and then I'll freeze a tier 2 on accident, and I'll be rolling like 5 times before realizing it. I'm like, oh geez, I just threw the run. Just absolutely threw the run. So I could have potentially frozen that chocolate. Luckily, we still get an activation on the last roll. Decide to freeze the tier 6 in the hopes we can get 1 or 2 more triggers as we find the final chocolate. But the problem is, you run into these big, big teams, and it's basically us from the future. It's us, but stronger. It's quite unfortunate. So the current state of the pack, it's in a better place than other packs, but there is death lurking around every corner. You are never safe. If you want to get a certain achievement or challenge done, you need to win as fast as possible. If you don't have aggressive scaling, you need to win as fast as possible. I think it's just the unfortunate reality of this game. I accept it. I know it can be frustrating a lot of times, but what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? So here's actually where we get the Tanned and Tan on 9 trophies, 1 heart remaining on turn 16 with the Mantis setup. We transformed something else into an Ammonite, and the real Velociraptor setup with the Pepper, once you have scaling on your team, is one of the best setups in this pack. You get a level 2, or at least just a level 1 real Velo with a Pepper on your first unit, and it basically guarantees you're going to get 3 attacks off, as long as you're not facing a Mimic Octopus, right? That's going to snipe you when you're at 1 HP remaining. So just look at these Pepper, look at the Pepper value. I mean, not the most, check that. We actually got crazy value. We would have had the most insane value if they didn't have that Sparrow. But turns out it doesn't matter anyway. We get the dub. So at least I got a dub with a Tanned and Tanned on my team. Was so close to that level 3 win. I don't think I'm going to go for it anymore. I think it's going to end there. All that being said, we're going to ride off into the sunset with a super fun battle stats run using the alpaca in battle to level up the mammoths that spawn from the Sabertooth. It's kind of a minimal scaling combination with the battle stats. So if you hung around this long, I really do appreciate it. Let me know what you think. What's the current state of the star pack in your opinion? Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. As always, have a fantastic day. We'll catch you in the next one.
Untold stories they were left behind. matters is insane. Why you still live in vain? I'm not the one, you're the victim of your own mistakes. It's time to hit the lights under the street lights, under the street lights. I'm not the one, you're the victim of your own mistakes.
All the barricades, I wanna know why they hold me back. Need a miracle to break me through, but I won't get that. If I was a real wonder, then I could save me from turning around. Lift me off the ground, and one day I'm free. Yeah, I wanna be a real wonder. Heaven lift me up from under. Wishing I could be somehow stronger now, so I can fight away all the pain inside me. Never be afraid of the fate that finds me. Wishing I could be stronger, so I can be a real wonder.
If you wanna be a wonder, baby, come and show it. Tell me what you feel in your heart and your soul. There's nothing I would take for granted. With me, we'll make it through. Takes two hearts to fix heartbreak. We grew apart, I made a mistake.